Hey, this is Brother Peterson here, and we are in week 12. Got my BYU Idaho sweatshirt on and got my clown hair going on. And you're going to ask yourself, why does he have clown hair? Well, I have clown hair because you don't want to be a clown. What do I mean by that? Well, so I'm going to take my clown hair off. Maybe I should keep it back on. Going to take my clown hair off because just like you, I don't want to be a clown, and you want to take the next 2 weeks serious because that's all you have. You have 2 more weeks, and then you got the final. All right. So, number one, you need to make sure you're focusing on these next 2 classes because you can have an opportunity to make some points up. If you take a look at week 12, I've hidden a 40-point bonus actually it's not, it's a 20-point bonus, but you get 40 points for the debate this week. Okay, so if you do well on debate, up goes your grade. Okay. Second of all, don't forget your extra credit assignment, which is an extra 20 points. You can put that on your in your backpack and increase your points with that too. So these are some opportunities that you want to make sure you take advantage of. And your extra credit is going to be due on the last day of class. All right. So that brings us to the final, which is 100 points, and you're going to want to make sure you study for that, baby, because it's not easy, okay? But it's something that you can do. It's going to be open note, and so you're going to be able to review the things that you've been reviewing. Well, it's comprehensive, but it's worth 100 points. And the only reason I bring this up is because if you score well on the final, that's going to make up for maybe a number of other quizzes or other things that you may have fell short in. So the next 3 weeks are going to be full of some makeup time to make up some points if you've kind of fell back behind, and keeping those assignments up to speed, and maybe you fell down in some of your grading or your points. Okay, all right. So the other thing I wanted to mention is next week. I know we're not in week 13 yet. Lucky 13. It's going to be a fun week. That's next week. But I want you to get prepared for it. And the reason I want you to get prepared for it is because it's the debate of all debates. I think this really is the debate that kind of puts everything together for you. It's going to be the debate on the Affordable Care Act. And you say, well, wait a second, the Affordable Care Act isn't around anymore. Well, no, it is. And the whole construct in which the Affordable Care Act is based, which is insurance, which our whole healthcare is based on in the United States here, is based on insurance provided healthcare. I want you to look into the nitty-gritty of the Affordable Care Act and the different provisions of the Affordable Care Act as it was under President Obama, and tell me what you liked about it, particularly those that are pro Affordable Care Act in the debates. I want you to tell me what you like about the Affordable Care Act as it is stated there in your text. And I also want you to identify any areas that you think could be improved. Even those that are in the pro, I want you to be able to think almost like you were out there to draft new legislation. Okay? Now, those of you that are con, I want you to tell me what you don't like about the Affordable Care Act. And I, too, want you to put on your legislature hat and pretend like you're, Representative Ryan out there, and tell me what you would change and how you would change it. Okay? So this should be a fun debate, and I'm going to grade you hard. Okay? I'm not going to mess around this debate because I really expect you to be able to do a really good job. Once again, you're not wearing your clown hats anymore. You put them away, put the big boy pants on, and go and show me what you can do. And I know you can do a really good job. In fact, you guys, by far, I'm talking as a whole, have done outstanding, by far more than my previous classes. Some of you have really done well, and I'm so excited every week to be able to read your posts and so forth, because some of you put in some really good stuff. Okay, and so I look forward to week 13, but now we are in week 12. And week 12 is about death. Doesn't sound like a real exciting chapter, but it's kind of exciting because actually it's a chapter in which you can use for your benefit. Because I'm going to have you research your state law with regards to living wills and durable power of attorneys for healthcare, and I want you to send me those documents. And in fact, you may find out that you may want to use and execute document for yourself. And you may need a notary for that, but that's okay. You don't necessarily need that for the posting or the assignment of this class. But I do want to see a completed document, either for yourself or for somebody fictional. Doesn't matter. But you may find that you want one of these documents for yourself, because you never know when it's going to be important. In fact, the main case that brought a lot of these issues of living wills to the forefront was in Florida, and the plaintiff, or not plaintiff, the person who was involved in that case, who had actually had an accident and was left in a vegetative state, was quite young. So you never know when these sort of documents are going to be important in your life. All right? All right. So the other thing I want you to keep in mind, as I said before, the debate, I'm giving you 40 points for it. Okay, that's a lot of points. So use it wisely. But it's going to be a challenge because you got to read. I think there's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 patients you have to allocate as to who's going to live and who's going to die. Okay, and I know that sounds kind of grim, but it may not necessarily be quite who's going to live and who's going to die, but it's going to be which resources you're going to have to allocate in a limited resource environment to which patients, and you're going to make a decision. So that's why I've made it 40 points, because this is one I want you to really put some thought process in. Plus, I'm going to expect a little bit of debate back and forth, because part of it is going to be deciding, based on interactions with your debate partners, what it is your final determination what the allocation should be, and you're going to put that into a 1 to 2 page paper, and then you're going to post that. Okay, so it's not just going to be a simple debate. It's going to be something that I actually want to see a work product come out of. Okay, so that's why I'm putting it at 40 points. All right, so remember, once again, you do not want to be a clown. Take your clown hats off. Focus. Just 2 more weeks left, and then the final. And then you're like, wow, that was the best class ever. Okay, all right, and I think it's going to be something that you're going to look back on and say to yourself, yeah, I learned quite a bit in that class, and I hear you. It may be actually should be worth more than a couple of credits, but this is the key. It's hopefully going to be a class that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your career. You can think back, and this is kind of a foundation of some of these legal and ethical issues that you're going to use in your healthcare career. All right? And if you're not going to healthcare, that's fine too. Hopefully this will be something that you can use in your personal life as well, particularly, once again, this week, because you're going to be looking at maybe some documents that you may want to have in your own life. All right? Okay, have a great week, and we will talk to you next week.